everybody, welcome back to Fantasy Theory. In this video, we're going to go over House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 2. We're going to go over the ending, kind of go through some spoilers, kind of explain the ending, theorize, and just talk about it because in a couple hours, we're going to have House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 3. So let's get right into the video. Before we start, leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it. The backstory leading up to this point is blood and cheese, and Rhaenyra knows that this is the doing of Daemon. The Greens were able to catch blood when he was trying to escape, and after interrogation, he kind of rats out Daemon, so they kind of know that this was the doing of House Black. I mean, they probably already knew that it was House Black, but they have some confirmation now. Then fast forward a little bit in the episode to the ending explained. The new character played by Tom Bennett called Ulf the White, and we'll talk about him in a little bit, but we see him appear there stealing food. Looks like just some fruit. Aegon orders all of the rat catchers to be hung in public, and it's about 10 of them, which is accurate to the book. One of them being hung is Cheese, who was visited by his dog, we saw he was abusing at the time. Otto meets with Aegon and Sir Criston Cole and is extremely upset, saying Aegon murdered innocent men. Aegon claims 9 innocent but 1 guilty, which he is technically correct about because they did get Cheese. However, in the making, they got 9 innocent people that didn't deserve to go. Otto in this closes the door to keep this conversation between the 2 of them, technically the 3 of them, but I assume he just really wanted it to be the 2 of them at that point and didn't really care for Sir Criston Cole to be there. Otto says how Aegon hurt their advantage with other people in other houses from the murder of the child. Aegon says, I wish to spill blood, not ink, which comes directly from the book when he says, thrones are won with swords, not quills, spill blood, not ink. Otto talks about King Viserys being dead, saying, we are the poorer for it. Keep in mind, Otto was the hand for him and Aegon, which is also, he is the grandfather to Aegon and the father to Alicent. So he's kind of been around and seen it all from the first king to his daughter to Rhaenyra to Aegon, and we know that he's a little behind Aegon when Otto says, he was right about you, and Aegon responds, he made me king. Otto then says, is that what you think? And as we know, Otto and Alicent took his words, the king's words, King Viserys, and twisted them to put Aegon on the throne and take Rhaenyra out of the equation. Aegon tells Otto to remove the badge as he will give it to Sir Criston Cole, making him not the hand of the king anymore. And Sir Criston Cole at this point, he's just getting by. Somehow he got promoted to Hand of the King from doing absolutely nothing and doing the nasty with Aegon's mom, which he just doesn't know about. At least I don't think he knows about it now. Aegon says he wants a hand with a steel fist, which is ultimately a bad decision. Otto tosses the badge at Criston Cole's feet, giving it no respect anymore. While he opens the door to leave, Aegon says, you are dismissed, which is just him basically adding insult to injury because he just got demoted, and as he was leaving, Aegon still reminds him that he's in charge of him no matter what, and he is dismissed. So, again, insult to injury. The reason Aegon decided to give Sir Criston Cole the title of Hand of the King and the position is because of what we will explain next with Sir Aric and Sir Aric. Sir Aric is going to assassinate the Queen Rhaenyra, by pretending to be his brother Aric, who pledged his allegiance to her. We knew who he was because Aric had a helmet on and Aric did not. Aric, however, passes Aric at one point, causing Aric to remove his helmet to kind of blend in more as Aric. And at this point, we don't really know who is who and all these framings. Some moments we think it's Aric, some moments we think it's Aric, and they do this purposely. Aric locks the door, which we assume at this point is Aric because of what goes on next. Aric locks the door into Rhaenyra's room and goes to take her out, saying he had no choice, which really at this point, he did not really have the choice of a matter. He was being cornered by Sir Criston Cole and he had to do what he had to do. But Aric, however, at this point, perfect timing, breaks back in knowing that his brother is present and what he plans to do. The duel is intentionally misleading to those who are unaware of this and, who is who. Aric, from what I gather, is the one who slices Aric's legs. Aric seems to be bleeding from the mouth after he takes a fall when he goes to strike down Queen Rhaenyra. Sir Lorent arrives, but he can't tell, like the viewer, who is who, and it's kind of comedic a little bit at this point because it's like kind of a weird setting, like we don't know whose twin is whose twin, but it makes sense because they look exactly alike. There's nothing that tells them apart, not even clothing that tells them apart. They're wearing the exact same armor, same hairstyle, same beard. Towards the end of the battle, Aric starts to choke Aric, which from what he says makes me believe Aric is the one who's upset with his brother and not the other way around, which at the end, Aric lunges the sword into his brother's stomach, Aric killing him. Aric, so upset with himself, says to forgive him and lunges the sword into himself, killing himself in front of Queen Rhaenyra and Sir Lorent. In the book, there's 2 accounts from this, where the singers say it was an hour-long fight with the brothers dying in each other's arm, And honestly, there's a small chance that Aric did die in his brother's arms, so it's kind of true and kind of not true at the same time. It's like a good hybrid. Alicent and Otto discuss her fourth son, Daron, but he has not been cast yet, so who knows if we'll see him in this season. But let's compare the two mothers after this. Alicent sees Aegon crying, but does not do anything to comfort him, just walks away. While Rhaenyra, earlier in the episode, who saw her son crying, embraced him. So we just see like the duality of the mothers. And of course, it ends the episode again with Sir Criston Cole and Alicent, doing the nasty. A little bit about the ending, which is kind of like a spoiler part now, and it's very quick. Ulf the White will be recruited by Daemon to ride a dragon for the Blacks named Silverwing. And Sir Criston Cole, being the Hand, will ultimately lead to his death when he is ambushed on a mission when the Blacks will put his head on a spear. Alicent's fourth kid, Daron, will become a big piece in the Dance of the Dragons when he will ride his very own dragon and kind of give his allegiance to Alicent, his mother, Aegon, and Otto. We have some more spoilers that I want to discuss, but I feel like we might get more later on in other episodes, or if I could just make a separate video talking about them. So I won't say them here now, but they're pretty big and like they're kind of like really spoilerly, like breaking down like what happens next. There is a point where I believe the next heir to the throne is Aegon's brother. But it's weird. It's an interesting story. And I'm really like into this story. I feel like not a lot, like it's weird to say not a lot has happened, but I feel like a good amount has happened. But at the same time, there's still so much that we need to explore. There's supposed to be some big battles coming up in this season. I heard about like 2 big battles, but you know what? I'm in for the ride. Leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the show so far. Let me know if you're watching later on, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have an incredible day.